Here, I will come grab some
during the noon hours. So we try to do business at the midnight hours. But no, the sun never sets.
Does it get darker, though, is the question normally.
It does.
To this degree, at this normally at this time of day?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It is getting close to evening.
You know, it's hard to keep track of time when you usually use the sun. So, sorry for our ignorance.
I understand. So you just keep sailing along. Occasionally, you pass by the occasional salamanders shaking their fists angrily and trying to chuck various things at you.
Are there any fire newts?
No, too dry for them.
Ah.
I actually legit looked at that. I was like, no, it's too hot. It's too dry. They need moist heat. Like bubbling mud pools and shit like that.
Mm.
And eventually, so you see all sorts of things going on. There's the sea of fire far off behind you in the distance. You see far off to the right huge mountains with constantly erupting volcanoes, and those are far, far past the various different the various different rivers of literal fire that stretch across the landscape. And you notice as you keep going, you saw the occasional oasis every now and again, but as you get closer and closer, as you get further and further into the cinder wastes, you find that there's no water at all. And it's you even begin to think check your own water skins just to make sure it seems so hot, and you can't even imagine how crossing this desert on foot could even be possible.
Mavarax uses the alchemy jar to make fresh water for everybody to refill if anybody's empty.
He used it to make fresh mayonnaise.
Hey, now. even Mavarax can read the situation.
Fresh, hydrating mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Just put it on your skin.
Put it on your skin.
Put it all over my body. All of my scales look radiant now.
You just come out like glistening, little bit of mayonnaise on your nose.
Little zinc. Yeah.
Well, I rubbed in most of it, but this part I just couldn't get to mix it. What SPF is this?
1.
SPF,
98% fat.
SPF yum, huh?
Are they allowed to put that on the bottle?
I mean, it's a bottle of mayonnaise, so I think so.
Oh, God.
What does the Afridi FDA say about putting SPF yum on your bottles of mayonnaise?
It's spelled EFDA.
EFTA.
Here you go.
I noticed that the ship is not up to dosha standards.
Dosha.
Can you guess what the D stands for? Dragon. It's Dragon OSHA.
Dragon. I would love to see what the lawful evil FDA of the Afridi does.
They'd probably say any ice cream you can't eat because it's cold. They'd have the Afridi Surgeon General warning on it. It's susceptible to
Cold foods are heresy and are banned.
Pretty much.
Good lord.
I just posted a scene that basically represents what you guys would have probably done.
Yeah.
Walked 1,000 miles in this desert sun.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Martin Short doing the cinnamon challenge before it was cool.
Amazing.
All right, and eventually, enough time passes, and eventually you skid past all these different things, weaving in and out, past sandstorms and things like that. You just see all these things. And another random encounter. Oh, that looks like a sandstorm that really would have fucked us over.
Oh,
Yes,
shit.
nice.
Gosh,
How long
I
does
haven't
this
seen Three Amigos in
travel
so
take?
long.
Almost.
It takes you about 4 hours.
All that
Oh, wow.
XP just passing us by.
Can
you have cannons on
Illianor
this
use
ship or
arcane
something
recovery
like
to
that?
get back that
So you
spell
can
slot or
just
no?
fire broadsides at the enemy
I'm just
when we
gonna-
pass the
I can
bar.
only recover up to
right,
fifth.
it's only up to
Middle
fifth,
fingers
right?
at them, and hopefully that counts as assaulting
Dang.
them.
I can, however, use my arcane recovery to recover some of my spell slots, though.
Ayy.
I cast a
And
single
eventually-
long-range Eldritch Blast.
Eventually, you reach the bottom of
The aggro
a
music's playing for, like,
volcano of a giant volcano.
We aggro every single creature in the desert, and then they all start running after us.
No, God.
Just kite him. Just kite him.
yeah. The aggro music starts playing for like 30 seconds, then it fades out as they get out of range, and then we stop. And
Doesn't
the aggro
anyone in
music
this
starts
game
up
beside
again
me
for
understand
2
what
hours.
aggro is? Do it,
All right, let's-
Sachi!
All right, let's do it.
Dun,
Leroy.
We're gonna pretend that didn't happen.
It's gotta be the Oblivion aggro music though, so you can look around and go, "Where's the thing that's chasing me?" Just dun 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 dun.
All right, so you eventually reach the bottom of this volcano, and you are
Classic.
escorted off of the ship, and there's some conversations that happen really quick between the Efreet captain and the fire giant and a fire giant.
Oh,
Yay!
was the giant at the volcano?
Yes,
Okay.
he was standing at like the base of the dock.
Aera, what are they saying?
Oh, what are they saying?
You can't hear them; they're speaking very soft and low.
Make a perception check. 31.
You catch something in there about don't take them.
Yes, don't take us to be your slaves. If you do, we will kill all of you.
I will unmake the entire of reality. I'm a
Oh
high-level
no, there's
wizard.
2 of them. There's 2 of him. He can do it.
We finally have enough
Alright.
power.
And eventually, so one of the the Efreeti captain eventually turns and bows slightly to you, and then gets back on the ship and starts sailing away.
So is there like an actual mark on my hand that I can see?
Bye.
Yes, it's a very
Ooh.
faint little mark on your hand.
That's awful.
And it's very, very softly glows red.
Yep. I'm still on the elemental plane of fire, alright.
Reconsider your position on slavery. It's not about slavery, it's about states' rights.
Oh my
God.
The city of brass will rise again.
4 years. It's been fun.
You guys gotta understand, living in New York and seeing a truck with 7 Confederate battle
Yeah.
flags on
Oh,
it.
that's hilarious to see.
I was on Reddit the other day, and somebody was talking about people in Canada having Confederate flags on their stuff.
What?
It's
Yeah.
aesthetics.
Fuck? It's bad enough in New York, but Canada?
They're like, the South will rise again. It's like, you better hope that that's not going to be your problem, because that would be an issue. Confederacy takes over America and annexes Canada.
Well, technically, we are the South Canada, so we will rise again and take them.
Wasn't that like the plot of Canadian Bacon?
No.
What?
Maybe.
Canadian bacon?
Yeah, it was a Michael Moore film.
Oh.
But like it was an
Okay.
actual film and not like one of those documentaries he
Good
did.
lord.
Yeah.
I don't know. Michael Moore is like a guy very excited about making any point he could possibly make. So I'm not. He very well could have.
It was like
Canadian
something about like
fake.
basically the United States goes to war with
John
Canada.
Candy. It's starring John Candy.
Who?
What?
John Candy,
Who's?
What?
Barf
Hold
from
on.
Spaceballs.
Oh,
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
From my own
The
best
guy who
friend.
is in like everything.
I'm really,
He's an SNL guy.
y'all.
Um,
I am.
My boss
so,
has a strange obsession with John
I
Candy.
am so bad with names.
Oh yeah, I'm there.
Have you ever
my
seen
boss-
Home Alone?
Yes.
My boss just has the
Okay,
obsession.
you know the
Oh, that
polka
guy.
guys?
That freaking guy. Yes, I know that guy.
Yeah, the lead polka guy.
Yes.
He
Oh.
was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Frick, he passed away in 1994.
You're
Yep.
going the wrong way! You're going to kill somebody!
And then he turns into the devil. He puts like on, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so, the fire giant... Sorry about the tangent.
No, it's fine.
It was
It's
fucking
fine.
great. The fire giant, speaks, I think they only speak giant.
Aera.
Hi.
Aera speaks giant.
might-
Typically.
Yeah, they only
Hello?
speak giant.
I'm actually surprised
Yeah,
they
they
don't
don't
speak
even-
Ignan.
Hello,
I mean,
lad,
giant
fire
and
red
Ignan,
friend.
but like,
But that's a dialect of
He's-
Primordial, so I can sort of talk to him.
Hello.
yeah, he's speaking mostly in giant though.
Hello, large fiery red friend. We are trying to find the gateway to another world that is supposedly near here, so that we can keep the
I
entirety
know
of the
what
multiverse from unraveling.
Come with me.
Awesome, thank you.
Actually, let me try this again.
Ooh.
There we go.
Yes. Oh, he says to come with. I'm sorry, come with him.
Aera, don't mock him.
No, I'm not.
So he leads you up the side of the volcano, kind of zigzag back and forth, and eventually you reach a part where it's carved in, like there's a giant doorway. You walk into this
Giant doorway for giants.
huge chamber, massive, lined with stone columns, and there's giants walking all which way, this way, the other way, and at the front you see two huge thrones made of iron, and one is occupied by a male, the other is occupied by a female, but it's clear that they are both fire giants.
They sit the Iron Throne.
And the male says,
Will approach, try to show difference in whatever way is most appropriate. Cower, grovel.
I show I have a display of strength.
I do very excellent cowering and groveling. Kneeling.
I don't understand him.
Yeah.
Not you, Mike. I don't understand the king.
All I heard was like kneel, and then I didn't catch the second bit.
He said, "Kneel for your king."
Oh.
yeah, he looks at Aera and says,
One speaks to the spirits. Tell them.
He wants us to kneel. Sorry, that was implied. I suggest kneeling. They're all huge.
Mm.
do it indignantly. Mm,
Briefly,
it'll get us there, Illianor.
briefly speaking for the others, I would say they also, I mean, people who aren't here, like Rain, who just went to the bathroom, that Vernon and Chorus also kneel.
Yeah, Mavarax, and I would say that Mavarax, he's like, I'm a king too, but we got to get this done. So
Yeah, let's not make a big stink out of this. This is just
Don't
one
go-
tiny plane.
It's not a road measuring contest.
I've got a rod of lordly might.
King Aveld.
Laveld. Okay.
You may rise.
Right? He said we can stand up now. His name is King
Ah.
Aveld.
Ugh,
Mm.
floor's a little hot. I thought my knee was gonna get burnt.
And then he starts speaking in common, and he's actually really good at it.
For the sake of making this easy, I will use your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Take note. My people have dwindled. We live under the thumb of a great worm. I have been told you have come to slay them.
Yep.
I shake my wrist a little bit so the bangle shows the other worm's tails.
That's
And very fashionable.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand. Let me tell you a tale.
Can I request for this tail that the filter is turned off?
Yes.
Yeah.
The filter's great, but like your audio is just cutting in and out a little bit, and it makes the sibilance a little bit harder to hear. And so it's every once in a while it just goes whoa.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. I get it.
King Alved,
I'm
the dubstep
still
artist.
playing around with the settings. I'm
It's neat.
kind of on the fence about getting it and having all of the stuff
Mm-hmm.
because like there's so much in here. It's
It's definitely
freaking
cool.
ridiculous.
It's
What
definitely
is it?
cool.
It's called voice mod.
Yeah, there was a boss that we did in book 2 of Iron Gods that Rain used a voice mod filter for. That was pretty neat.
And you get like a handful of free voices, and they
Mhm.
change every day.
Oh,
Ooh.
But not only is it great for D&D, I could actually use it for recordings,
ooh,
for audiobooks and stuff.
nice.
Or if you
So I can
wanted
put
to
them on
like,
YouTube.
if you wanted to prepare a speech, you could save it as a like an MP3 and then upload it to the playlist in the game.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
there's an
Yeah.
idea. All right,
nice.
so he's going to tell you a tale, and for that I have to change the music.
Oh.
Brandis were here, he'd like tails.
He's here.
Hmm.
He's sort of here.
Long ago, there were dwarves.
Don't you do it.
These dwarves took in a hatchling, a red dragon hatchling, raised it amongst them, hoping that by raising it amongst them, they could train it to go against its nature. And train it they did. Tell me, are you familiar with the ways of the Battle Rager?
I think I saw one once, but he wasn't fighting or raging. I think he was just boasting about it at a pub.
The ways of what?
The Battle Rager. When we were in Tharnaldur. I think he was boasting about it in the pub.
Yes. This dragon learned the ways of the Battle Rager from
What?
They
Ugh.
crafted for it a set of spiked mail made of pure adamantine. I do not know. I can only speculate that there were those that disagreed with teaching the dragon these ways. For when we assaulted the fortress, they were already divided. I was a fool.
Wait, why can't I hear it?
We fought.
Oh, there it is.
We killed. We slaughtered. We took slaves. But when we reached the inner workings of the ironworks, we found her. In a moment of desperation, she called out to anything that would listen. Whatever foul, fell creature granted her that power.
Bless it.
He kind of shifts back and he undoes a buckle and he undoes another buckle and he takes his breastplate off and you can see there are massive gashes across his chest.
Oh my.
If you choose to face that worm, know this. It is unlike anything you've ever fought before.
Excuse my language. Oh shit.
Also, is it just more fiercer than the other dragons, or?
This is the path we must take, and we are as prepared as we can be to face it.
How big is it?
Massive.
Is it bigger than, say, a
What,
25 by
robots?
25 foot cube?
It's colossal.
So it's beyond,
Clad in adamantine.
it's beyond even the other great worms, then it sounds like.
Do you know of any weaknesses its armor might have?
Weaknesses. It is in a shell of adamantine. Pure adamantine.
No cracks, no
Spot, you can take a
Nothing.
giant,
no glowing
giant
weak
crossbow
points,
and
no. Shit.
The only thing I can think of. When we invaded, the ironworks were not working. If you can get the ironworks working again, there is, from what I remember, from what I have been told by my spies, there should be lava flowing through the ironworks, and by doing so, there are a series of traps where the creature resides. Should you choose to face this, I would suggest getting the ironworks up and running first.
Okay.
But be wary. Those traps could be proven just as threatening to you as to the creature.
So get the traps working from the ironworks, avoid them, hope the dragon falls into them.
Wait, hold on. What good would they do? The fire traps?
Lava. Can this thing be hurt by fire?
No, but there are not just fire traps. Lava is what causes the traps to work.
Oh.
So it's like the powering thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Dwarves, crude as they may be, are almost as
Stupid
good
and ugly.
Now, other dragons of this caliber, or lower calibers even, that we've encountered, their breath weapons are generally a bit more substantial and also varied in type from what a standard dragon of that color would have. Do you know if this dragon just has the regular old fire breath or if it has fire plus something else?
That creature, when I felt its breath, I felt the fire. But something beat me. It was as if the fire itself was so fierce. It bashed me.
Oh, fire and bludgeoning? Fire and bludgeoning? Alright. Illianor is our resident arcane
Oh,
expert and buffer and protector.
Brain.
Brain.
Resident brain. You need
All
one
around,
of those.
so brainy he made a second brain of himself.
Yep.
So
That's from my actual
that one-
thoughts.
We call that one JoJo.
Vernon calls that one Jojo. I call it Frosty.
I'm using the royal we.
Well, you're the only royal here, so
Do you
No.
wish to know
It's-
her name?
yes.
Yes, that would be important.
Yes.
She has adopted the name Sinus Regina.
Sinus Regina. Queen of Cinnamon.
Jesus.
Just that? Only Sinus Regina?
Suddenly, Aera just combusts into fire.
And
No
a
sort
smell
of
of burnt
big
chicken.
She
Moniker.
also has the name the Iron-Hided.
Iron. Sinus Regina, the Iron-Hided. That is terrifying. I wonder, with this information in mind, do you think it'd be prudent for us to take the ship back to the City of Brass and try to find some useful magic items? Or did the ship leave without us already?
The ship already left.
Shit. Alright, never mind. Put a strike out through that plan. Well, what are your thoughts on overcoming Diadamantine, Illianor? Force damage?
Let me see here. What would I have to roll to have knowledge of adamantine? Is that Arcana?
That would be... Think.
Because, well, let's see. In the quote-unquote rules as written, it counts as a magic item, but
Oh, there we go.
I don't know.
That's not actually enchanted.
Exactly.
But it is under the magic items in like D&D Beyond.
I
If
would
you-
say either
It's a rare
Arcana or Nature, I think.
I'll
I was
give
going to ask the king if he had anybody who was proficient in smithing adamantine.
Oh, of course.
Damn.
Do those smiths think that a weapon made of adamantine would be proficient in helping deal with armor of adamantine?
It would help, but it would not negate the.
Hmm.
Even the sharpest blades cannot truly pierce adamantine the way that other blades can.
Mm.
Every blow that we landed it pains me too much to speak of it.
You are not the first great and powerful, intelligent, and resourceful leader we have encountered who's found themselves stymied by a creature such as this. There's no shame in it.
You mean to flatter, but instead, your words come out closer to insults. Best
My-
watch your tongue.
my
Sorry,
deepest
that's kind of what
apologies.
she does.
My deepest apologies. I appreciate that you gained my intent, and I will shut up.
So, Illianor, what specifically did you want to know?
Yes. I want to know about adamantine. I want to
Well,
know.
it is
In general.
really good. It is probably the highest quality metal.
Well,
It can cut through things like no one's business, but as armor, it's even more potent in that any blow that strikes it is lessened.
yeah. What I'm looking for is like sort of what's in the DMG there. Like it's an ultra hard
Critical
metal.
hits
Yeah.
count as normal hits.
Exactly. That's what I was looking for.
Oof.
Yeah.
And that's
No crits.
all critical hits, including spells too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ow.
That's why it's really good.
For a uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you hit it as hard as you can, it would barely feel it. It's an ultra hard metal. It's used in the crafting of like the finest armors. I think Zed had an armor set made out of it,
Mm.
or reinforced
he
with
did.
it at the very least. Smart man, that Zed. Oh well, he's probably dead by now. How long have I been alive?
I heard he's also very good looking and very talented.
Reliably so.
Where's my copy of Dante's The Inferno? It's like fucking, wow, Dante, you're so
You're
all
so
of your
smart.
stuff.
All the
Really,
people who
Virgil?
hate-
I've read all of your stuff, and I think yours.
all of the
think you're
people who
super
hate
great.
you
Oh my
are just
goodness.
wrong, Dante.
Okay. World's first self-insert fanfiction.
Illianor, do you know if actually to the king, because he's ancient and his craftsmen have been doing this for
super
a while.
powerful
Yeah, are there any
badasses
like
that we can use?
legendary ores or anything that could potentially handle or take up arms against adamantine?
Magic weapons are your best bet.
Well, that's just enchantments, but is there any
If I
physical-
had it, we wouldn't be talking right now, would
I'm not asking if you have it. Do you have stories of such a material?
Unfortunately, no.
Damn it.
Those traps are probably going to be your best bet.
Hmm.
That creature has made its home there. To fight it on its own territory, well, suicide.
It's kind of what happens when you fight a dragon.
Yes. Fortunately, that must be the way it's done.
All right, point us in the direction.
He looks, and he points towards a stairwell. Keep in mind, everything here is
On a massive scale.
about on a mass scale. So, like, what seems like a simple set of steps is like freaking. You guys have to like take your time to like jump down.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
Aera just flutters.
And so you end up. And with that, he says,
Wait,
"Good luck."
I might have an idea. It's a stupid idea, but it's an idea. Can I borrow? I guess borrow's wrong. Can I purchase a sheet of adamantine from you for experiments before we venture?
It'll cost you quite a lot.
How much?
How big of a sheet?
It doesn't have to be particularly big. About, let's just say, a foot, 1 foot by 1 foot square.
3,000.
All right. I need to do some magical experiments, guys. I have a thought.
How long are you willing to spend on this? Because we've got a timetable.
Right. A couple days at the very least.
Least, not most.
A week at most. Because I'm having a thought here, and it's something going back to what I was talking to with Uranus earlier. Remember when we were in the Green Hierophant made his shit smear the world or whatever, and I was talking to him about like a massive area of disintegrate? I want to see how resilient adamantine is to disintegration. And then possibly work from there to create a spell that might be able to disintegrate the armor.
On a larger scale.
Yes.
Well, let's hope that it works, and then if it does work, let's hope that it stays still enough to let you cast it.
Yes. But the best part is I have someone who's as smart as I am that can help me.
Is
Either
Vernon still
way,
wearing the hat?
This is going to take you a long time.
What, to craft a spell?
Yeah. To research, craft, and be able to understand enough to scribe and cast a new spell, easily 2 to 3 weeks.
I have a question. I can use my key to cast Shatter. And the speaking in normal character terms, it says a non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes damage if it's in the spell's area. Is there a way we could make it, or could I target the adamantine armor directly and
Isn't being worn or carried.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, would it be easier for us to figure out how to target something that's being worn or carried than to make a whole new disintegrate spell?
Either way, it's going to require a lot of
Okay.
Time,
Research.
money, resources.
Time, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Excuse me.
good idea, not enough time.
Not enough
Yeah.
time.
That's fine. That's fine.
Well, I still want to see what my disintegrate spell does to this adamantine at the very least.
I'm just gonna sit this down over here.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
And then we all move 30 feet away from him at the very least.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe even 60.
It's 3,000. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna cast disintegrate on the thingamajig.
Oh, and, just because.
Uh,
How well does it bore a hole cleanly through
He is
it?
the king of the mountain, and you are in his hall.
Yes.
yep.
I was just thinking about the song earlier today.
Or I will find the description for disintegrate.
What's up?
Oh, we do the up down thing.
Oh.
I think we're slightly off on the music in our headphones.
Oh wait, I don't hear the music.
Oh,
Oh, that's bullshit.
no, it
It's
has-
technically a magic item, so it's unaffected.
Oh, sorry, I've had the master volume all the way down. Huh?
it's playing Hall of the Mountain King.
Yeah, it's right there, like, in the last paragraph. The spell automatically disintegrates larger or smaller non-magic objects or creations of magical force. If the target is huge or larger, or a creation of force, the spell disintegrates 10-foot cube portion. A magic item is unaffected by this spell.
And adamantine is technically magical.
Yep. In the rules is written, yes, it is a magic
Dang.
item.
Ah.
Or in Mike's game, is it just a high quality ore?
That's magic.
I'm tired of
Okay.
this.
There's magic infused within the ore, which makes it high.
Hmm.
No, I
Alright.
want to bring up that Lion Rider video again.
Hmm. It didn't work. That is most frustrating. I find this vexing. No, we
So-
find this vexing, Illianor.
What
Oh yeah,
do you
there's
do?
more of me now.
Well, now that Illianor's spent a decent number of higher tiered spells, we
I
should
wanna-
probably
Yeah.
rest and prepare before just marching down the stairs.
However, this has provided us with valuable data that we didn't have before. We cannot disintegrate adamantine, which is bullshit. I must make a lot of things out of that metal eventually.
Yeah.
So, do you descend down the
Uh,
massive stairs?
I think we, in order to better prepare ourselves, we might need to rest so Illianor's at his full capacity
Yeah, I've
capability.
only got 5th level slots and lower.
All right.
Oof. I want to try one thing just because it's dumb, and I have a weapon given to me by a god, and weird things have happened before. Gonna ask to see the sheet of adamantine that Illianor bought.
Yeah, go for it. Don't
I'm just
break
gonna,
it. I
just
may
gonna,
have
like-
need of it.
I'm just gonna keep tapping it with the raven's feather to see if there's any interaction.
So you start tapping it while it's still in the full sword form, and then you think a little bit, and then you toss it into the air,
Catch
and
the
it
feather.
spins and turns into a feather. And then you're like, maybe. And you put the feather onto the sheet of adamantine. And you fold the sheet of adamantine. And you fold it again.
So I got guns.
Yeah, you're and you fold it one more time, and then you kind of begin to feel it kind of mold and shape, and eventually it turns into the feather again. And this time when you flip the feather around and you catch it, you can see throughout the whole length of it, you can see a core of adamantine.
Ooh.
I go back to Illianor. I go to Illianor wherever Illianor's resting.
Yeah.
And I kind of just put down a bag of 300 platinum, knock on the door, and run away.
Amazing.
Well, I assumed that we're just allowed to throw up wherever, so I just put a tiny hut up.
In the middle of the night, I set this down next to you.
And I just looked down at it. What's that for?
You're gonna need to buy another square.
Oh, I was mostly done with that anyway. What did you do to it?
And I show the sword. I don't know what this means.
I step out of my bubble and into my simulacrum's bubble, and I cast Identify.
Well, I could bring it to you.
Well, no, I want because
Your simulacrum, does it recover spells?
no.
But it can
Okay.
ritually cast stuff, can it?
Oh yeah, it has
Okay.
it has the same stats as me. I can lend it my spellbook so it can ritually cast things from my spellbook.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
We have 2 bubbles, so yeah, I go into its
Alright.
bubble and I say, I need this for privacy in case something bad happens, and then I ritually cast Identify on the thingamahoots.
The
Yeah, the
adamantine reinforced.
Yay! Wild magic 29. Loving the wild magic. I teleport 60 feet to an unoccupied space of my choice that I can see.
Oh, and I need 2 more for the tiny huts.
Okay, tiny
Oh
huts.
no, that's after the first tiny hut.
Yeah, 69
Nice.
for
69. Best
Illianor,
possible result.
Giggity. Each creature within 30 feet becomes invisible for the next minute. So, whatever that happened. And then for the simulacrums, tiny hut, a 12, which is...
Potted plant.
Roll a d10. Your height changes by number of inches equal to the roll. Roll is odd, you shrink. If it's evens, you grow. So my simulacrum is going to grow or shrink. And it shrank 9 inches.
Oh my goodness.
That was the short Illianor.
Yes, it's
We're
now...
just going to refer to it always as short Illianor now.
It's now 5
Lil
foot
Lily.
4.
Lil Jojo.
Lily.
Oh. Thank you, Doe.
Will
Yes.
Debbie.
That's right.
Yes, line
Yeah.
rider.
Yes, in the
Uh.
Hall of the Mountain King. This is one of my favorites. For later.
So, what did I just do? According to Identify?
You made your sword adamantine.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an adamantine weapon now.
Okay.
Hey,
I don't know what that means.
Let me go get Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
who's
Can
Xanathar?
you
He's
now do
another-
critical hits against things wearing adamantine armor?
I'm pretty sure this was in Xanathar's, wasn't it? Where they explained what adamantine weapons do?
I thought it was in the.
There's no
Game Master
annex in
Guide.
the back. It's just names.
Yeah.
I think it's in the Game Master Guide. Or DMG, really, sorry.
Was it in the DMG? It was somewhere, I
think
know
it
that.
is.
I'm not seeing
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I
that's
know
an magic items
from my
section.
past experiences with adamantine, it can bypass certain damage reductions and resistances, and it cuts through normal
Was it in Volo?
materials.
Does it do would we treat it as like siege damage against
Yes.
structures?
Yeah, but I don't think it affects the adamantine armor in any way. You
Oh,
you
okay.
automatically crit against objects. I think that's why I was very let down when I learned about it.
Well, if the dragon has any part of its armor off to say sleep, maybe we can destroy some of it before it wakes up.
Ah, yes.
Or we can
Weapons and ammunition made to coat, usually unaffected rate objects.
Yeah, where'd you find it?
78.
or if we knock
Of?
off a piece of its armor.
Xanathar's dead.
Oh, cool. It wasn't Zanny's.
Zanny!
Yeah, it literally just says that against a when hits an object, the hit is a critical hit. It just says object, so if we find a cursed magical object, I can crit it.
Yeah.
Nice. Or if the armor isn't being worn for some reason, say if we cast Reduce Monster or or
Enlarge
Yeah.
armor. What?
or knock the armor plates off of it somehow, like by cutting straps or something, then we can destroy the armor before I can put it back on.
If we hit dead bodies with it, it'll crit.
Alright. So you take your long
What the
rest.
fuck?
Yeah.
Did you see the picture?
Yes. Got some scissor.
Gosh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna lose that
Goodness.
because I'm not casting that on you. Yeah. I'll cast my foresight on myself, assuming we're going in there.
Yeah, first,
It gets even better. There's more.
Bright and early.
Oh,
my
God.
Whoa! Whoa!
Well done,
Whoa.
Pembroke.
What have you done,
All right.
Marty?
What have you done?
What have you done?
What have you done?
You don't fuck with squirrels, Morty.
I was showing them. Oh god, the fucking Tom
You
Fox
killed us
thing.
all.
It's a tiny raid. Here. Oh god, it's a raid. Here are your countermeasures.
Oh no.
Alright. This is my wild magic for my mage armor.
Oh,
46.
geez.
Ooh.
Little Debbie.
New number. I cast Levitate on myself.
Little Debbie.
Neat.
Little diabetes.
Little Debbie.
All
Good Lord.
right, yeah. So you levitate after casting Foresight.
Oh no, after
Oh
mage
god, he
armor.
can see all and he floats.
Oh god.
My
I have
Too powerful.
I have control over the vertical.
Not the horizontal.
Oh god. Oh, fuck.
And now yeah, I'll wait till we get to like the portal before I cast my foresight, I suppose, just to get the most time out of it.
Mm. So, what sort of wish should we do? Make us immune to fire damage, to bludgeoning damage, or make us able to destroy adamantine armor, or what?
What?
Here's your here's the countermeasures. That
Uh-oh.
for what have you done?
What have you done? What have you done? You doomed us all.
So let's see here. I will take. What does this one do? Okay.
Get another biv.
I'll unequip that one for today and equip that one. And
Okay, I can't. All right.
yeah, the most I can think for wish be some. I'll have to think about it unless we're gonna fight the dragon tonight.
Well, I don't think we're gonna do the dragon fight, but there, My first question is: do you want to try to get the ironworks working?
Yeah, that sounds like
Yeah.
a good move.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's our next technical move.
Especially if we can figure out what the traps are before we activate it.
Yeah, ideally.
Because that
There
would be
isn't
a good
really a
thing
way
to
of
do.
knowing per se
They
until
don't have
you
like
activate it.
schematics somewhere in the ironworks.
We
Here
have
is
two of
a
the
full
smartest people
diagram
in the
of all our
multiverse.
traps.
I'm sure they could
All you
figure
know
it out.
is that it activates it, and it's going to fuel the magic.
Well,
So they're magic traps, not mechanical traps. Or are they
Yes.
magical mechanical traps?
They are magical traps.
well, you had my curiosity. Now you have my attention.
Daft wants to know if Wish can give you advantage on all saves against traps.
I mean, I could wish for that.
Yeah. Now,
I wish
I
it's
have an idea.
okay. Let's hear it.
What I could do is when we activate the ironworks, I can start up my arcane eye and push the arcane eye through the facility to find the traps.
Yes.
Now, I don't have the best perception, but I do have the ability to send the arcane eye through and look for traps without any of us being at risk.
That sounds like a good plan.
It's the invisible maze all over again.
Yep, basically.
Alternatively, I can use the wish spell to cast Find Traps. It's a second
Good.
level spell.
That seems like an overuse of Wish.
I don't have find traps. That's not a paladin spell. Never mind.
Wait, I could, instead of having Foresight prepared, have Wish prepared on Illianor and use his wish for Find Traps.
Oh god, no.
Oh god.
I think if you wish to find traps, do you just get like a map of all the traps in like a 100-mile radius?
You are aware of every hidden thing that could possibly hurt you for now through the next year.
Let's see, the spell Find Traps. It's a cleric
Throkk, why are you
druid
on the list?
ranger.
I'm always on the list.
Well,
Yeah, you sense the presence
Always
of any
hidden,
trap
always
within
able to hurt
range
you.
that is within line of sight. Second
We'll
level.
never know how much I can hurt you.
I like the arcane eye idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea. We just
Okay.
gotta get them up and running and get the hell out of Dodge before sending the eye in to investigate.
What if we use the wish to, like, destroy the armor? Or is that too on the nose?
Just like I wish to destroy the adamantine armor owned by
The adamantine battle rager armor.
the adamantine battle rager armor owned by Sinus Regina, the Queen in Iron,
Or
the
something?
iron-hided.
the Iron Queen.
Iron-hided.
Or
The
something?
Iron
Or maybe
Hided, sorry,
maybe not destroy it, but like change its properties from adamantine to actually iron or something stupid.
gold.
Yeah.
Can you transmute it?
It's a wish. I get to decide.
I am the
Turn
decider.
adamantine armor into gold, so it's super heavy and super duper soft, and it's also valuable as shit.
Yeah.
I mean, so adamantine would be way more valuable, but
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
that's a pain in the neck right now.
yeah. That gold. If we make, we cannot sell that golden armor. If we do, we will
Sure.
crash every economy.
So turn it to paper. Have it burn whenever she uses her breath weapon.
Yeah, because we have a. But Mike will have accounted for something like this. If he's a DM worth his salt.
Ha!
Have it turn to salt.
He does also have another 2 weeks to come up with the
Always
monkey's
at the
paw
hard
for that
direction.
wish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
Well-
give me 5 minutes. I'll come up with a monkey paw for basically anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're being specific here. We're specifically targeting the armor that was crafted for Sensa Regina, also known as the Iron-Hided.
Sinus.
Sinus.
Make sure you say it's actually
Yeah.
say the name right.
Yeah, we're working out the details. I wish it did. No.
I wish Power Word Kill would work on a dragon with full health.
Let's see.
wish to end the adventure path.
No.
Wish to end
Cool.
the
You all get moved forward
Wait.
to the point in time when the dragon has died of old age. Blessing has taken over the universe, and
Yeah.
congratulations.
No, what if I do something real stupid and wish that the dragon had vulnerability to every damage type? So even if we don't crit, we're still dealing double damage.
But I think that might be a little much.
What? Much?
Maybe one damage type?
Well, no, I'm worried. Mostly, I'm worried if we ask for too much with the wish, it'll go wrong. Like vulnerability to every damage type, but now its breath weapon is also every damage type.
Don't give the DM ideas.
I mean, how would you even get that out of the wording of that spell? The wording of that wish to make it into a monkey's paw?
I don't know.
Because isn't like the whole point of the monkey's paw, like it's the wording? Because like in the story, like they wish for the money so their son dies and they get the exact amount of money that they want,
It
right?
has vulnerability to every damage type, but so that it doesn't die in its own lair, it has 200,000 hit points.
Yeah. I was gonna say vulnerability to every damage type, but its health doubles.
Balance in all things.
Okay. So there is something for that.
Yeah, Illianor, you're all about balance, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to remember everything you put out
Has a
is going to come back.
Yeah, I am the Newton of this era. Everything has an equal and opposite
Yeah.
fabrication in
in-
the wrinkle of the weave.
In transmuting the
And especially since
adamantine,
you fucked up the weave.
I shattered the weave.
in transmuting her adamantine armor, though,
Mm-hmm.
I think probably the worst, and I need to explain my thought process, so don't think of this as me just giving ideas to Mike or something. But I think probably the worst thing that would happen would be that the structure of all adamantine would be fundamentally changed, such that adamantine is now a useless material to make things out of. Like your adamantine weapons now suck. If any of us have adamantine armor, it also sucks. Things and places that are made out of adamantine start crumbling. And like, I feel like that's like an okay consequence for saving the entire multiverse.
Yeah.
This is a part of my god weapon, though.
I'm sorry.
My God.
Now it's made out of paper mache. What
Yeah.
can you do?
Turn it back into a feather and just hold on to it.
Well, as you're busy deliberating, Chorus gets bored and goes into the portal.
Oh,
I figured we were deliberating while walking.
yeah. We're definitely going into the portal.
Yeah.
We
Walk
should
and talk, walk and talk.
because we have to figure out this wish. Oh. Yeah. We have to figure out
Alright,
this
let me
wish.
explain what you see.
Oh boy.
I need the spell
I have a
card.
set list for this. So, massive columns. And one of the columns is actually, this one has actually been felled. And appears to be, and you can see some trickles of magma going past, but not nearly enough as a flow as it should be. It all seems to be kind of dissipating in different areas. And there are these three huge, or large statues, I should say, holding this pillar in place that's causing the magma to be dissipating.
Oh. So the over under on those things making us. I feel like that's consistent. Do we have something to appease them? Some way to say hello? Prove our presence here is legit?
It just says to state your wish as precisely as possible. Although we could just save the wish and it does have a good healing function. You can allow up to 20 creatures that you can see to regain all hit points, and you end all effects of them as described in the Greater Wish spell or Greater Restoration spell.
That's
Greater Wish. Oh god.
Yes, the Greater Wish.
Wish. The only level 10 spell in the DMG.
Maximilian's Earthen Wish.
There actually is a description for why there's epic level magic.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's no epic level.
There's no epic level magic because someone tried to
Mantle.
Yeah, Karthus's avatar thing.
It's
yeah.
it's an insane bit of lore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
It's fucking great.
And then some sort of
Like someone tried to cast a 12th level spell.
and
Was it
now
12th level or was it 13th
I
level?
think it was
was-
13th level.
I want to say it was the only 12.
Either way,
Anyways,
someone
yeah.
tried to cast the highest level spell ever,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's insane. Like the components for that, it has like the blood of the Tarrasque and some shit in it. Oh my god.
yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
They
Try to become the avatar of magic.
Yeah.
it allowed them to mantle a god, and they chose
God
Mistra,
of magic.
Yeah. Well,
or at least the previous Mistra.
Yeah.
Mistral?
Yeah, Mistral, and then she came back and became Mistra and said, "No more of that shit. You're capped at 9th, bitches."
You
Yeah.
didn't say the magic word.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because when
But
he
you-
did that,
you
he
can
like
see-
undid so much of the weave. It was insane because he had no idea what
Yeah.
the fuck
that
he
was
was
the
doing.
spell crash, right?
Oh, and he was
Yes.
massive
Yeah.
too because
Uh,
we mantled her.
Mhm.
Because of
And
the
he
spell
took on-
plague eating creatures. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the.
You can actually tell the channels, like,
from the Forgotten Realms
Are
side.
like out to here about like that's where the lava would be flowing normally.
Mm.
All right.
You're actually standing in where the lava would be flowing normally.
I'm gonna look around and see if I see any like switches or like. Gosh, all of my perception rolls have just been garbage.
No, really the only thing that's holding back this big flow of lava is that pillar causing it to dissipate and cool.
Oh, so if we move the pillar,
Yeah.
hopefully we don't get attacked by the pillar men.
Sorry, Katie, were you rolling to look for traps in this room?
Yeah.
Or just around?
I mean, I was just looking around for like if there's like a switch or like levers or if there's traps. I mean, I suppose that's a bit
Switch your levers. Okay.
Changes
Yeah.
the
You
balls
do
up
take
there.
note that this is like the heart of. You are basically in the heart of a mountain, and this is like a volcano that has been hollowed out, and you see that as you go on, you can kind of see further down that it begins to split off in different ways. It looks like if you were to go about another couple hundred yards, you would probably reach like the forge itself. You know, smelted iron and like smelted the ore and worked it.
Okay.
Would we be able
I think-
to send the eye down towards the forge to see if there's anything there, or is it too far away? You think?
How far can the eye go?
You can
Yes.
go 60 feet around, is it? 30 feet around?
Yeah.
You go your speed around, right? The arcane eye.
I believe it's 30 feet. Hold on, let me check it out.
But can it go like anywhere on the same plane of existence?
Pretty
Yes.
much. There's no limit to as far away as it can go. It lasts an hour. You can move it as a
As far
bonus
as you can
action.
in an hour.
Yeah, an action.
Arcane eye.
30 feet in any direction.
Oh, visions of distant realms. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, as an action, you can move it up to 30 feet in that direction.
Yep.
Alright.
Solid barrier blocks it, so that's why I can use it for like.
Yeah,
Checking for
I
walls
remember
and
you were moving and just like bunk.
Yep.
Bunk.
So yeah, you can see you send it out that way,
Yes.
and you do see the old ironworks. Clearly they're not working right now. You can see where the channels break off and form different different pools where there's like old barrels full of water and there's anvils and all sorts of different things.
Can I send it down the channels to see like where it goes to?
All right, you keep sending it. Do you want to send it down the main channel?
Probably sounds like the best idea.
Because there's a bunch that split off and end very quickly, and then there's another main channel that keeps going.
I think the main channel is probably the good one.
All right, so you keep going down the main channel. One other thing you notice, there's a lot of like little bridges that cross over the channel.
Also, I would be like narrating what I'm seeing for the more intelligent people.
Yeah.
Do you,
Eventually, you reach this room and you see the Great Worm.
Ooh.
Sleeping on around this throne, and sure enough, clad in adamantine spiked armor.
Oh boy.
But you
So you
also
don't want to
see
get close to this thing.
Bite.
three sets of statues that are okay. So you see, I'll describe the statues to you. There's two statues that flank the throne.
Mm-hmm.
And they are these giant dwarven statues holding what
Mhm.
appear to be like maces or spears. Closer from them, there's two hands that are holding this, and they're aligned with each other, and they're also aligned with another all the way towards the front.
Aligned with another what?
There's like there's four hands all holding like this.
I can't.
The
see
next
it.
set up from, so it goes dwarves with maces, hands, dwarves with axes,
Okay.
and they appear to be like, you can vaguely see like frost on
What?
the mouths of them.
Frost on them.
Interesting.
Up from them, there's a set of snakes, and you can occasionally see like a little drip of acid.
Ah.
Okay.
And even further up, before the second set of hands are these two giant lion statues, these lion head statues. And you can see that the mouths are charred and blackened.
Ah.
So is there a way that we could position ourselves in that room when we actually go in there? That puts the dragon in the line of fire for more of these weapons. With respect to us.
Definitely. From the looks of it,
Right.
these things are all set up in ways that, like, they're going to be going off in all different times in all different directions. So
Yeah.
chances are, if you're fighting with the dragon, there's only it looks like there's
There's a. Oh, Mike.
Who else too?
We lost Mike.
oh,
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Sorry. You
Hello.
dropped out for a second
We
there.
would be going off in all different directions and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of different, like, it looks like there's going to be just all sorts of craziness being slung in all different directions.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. I'm going to move over to here in the corner. I'm going to cast Foresight on myself. Roll it.
Gosh, that's such a good spell.
73.
Well,
What the happens?
Are there other large channels that I find leading off from the ironworks?
A random creature
Um,
within 60 feet of me
It
becomes
actually
poisoned for
ends-
1d4
the
hours.
last channel splits off into
Poison
those
me, I'm immune
last
to poison.
two. Sorry. The last channel splits off into those two giant dwarf statues with the maces.
Yeah.
Sorry. You said a random person within 60 feet of you is poisoned for 1d4 hours?
Yep.
I'm immune to poison. Just do it to me.
Well, I can't target you. It has to be random. Let's see. 1,
Oh,
2,
Shoot, right.
3, 4. So I have to roll 1d5, and you're in order from left to
Okay,
right there.
roll a 2. Roll a 2.
See what we roll. If it ever rolls. 5!
No, Vernon!
Vernon!
All
You're,
right, hang on.
you're poisoned
hang on.
for 1d4 hours. Ooh!
Hang on.
Yep.
Oh,
I have great
Cleric,
restoration too.
Cleric's
Yeah.
got something for this.
Uh,
Paladin was Raven
I
Queen.
think it's 5 points of land hands.
That-
yeah, Throkk will use 5 points of land hands to get rid of the poison
Yay!
because he
Would
still
they make
has
damage
twice
from
as
that?
many after that
Well,
as
it's
Mavarax.
supposed-
Poison.